is a Colombian singer and songwriter. 6. Born and raised in Barranquilla. Shakira has been referred to as the Queen of Latin music and is noted for her versatility in music. 7, 8, 9. She made her recording debut under Sony Music Colombia at the age of 13. Following the commercial failure of her first two albums, Magia, 1991, and Peligro, 1993, she rose to prominence in Hispanic countries with her next albums, Pais Descalzos, 1995, and Donde Están los Ladrones, 1998. Shakira entered the English-language market with her fifth album, Laundry Service, 2001, which sold over 15 million copies worldwide. Buoyed by the international #1 singles, Whenever, Wherever, and Underneath Your Clothes, the album propelled her reputation as a leading crossover artist. Her success was further solidified with the Spanish albums Fijación Oral, Volume 1, 2005, Sale El Sol, 2010, and El Dorado, 2017. All of which topped the Billboard Top Latin Albums chart and were certified Diamante by the Recording Industry Association of America. Meanwhile, her English albums Oral Fixation, Volume 2, 2005, She Wolf, 2009, and Shakira, 2014, were all certified gold, platinum, or multi-platinum in various countries worldwide. Some of her songs have charted at #1 in multiple countries, including La Tortura, Hips Don't Lie, Beautiful Liar, Waka Waka, This Time for Africa, Loca, and Chantaje. Shakira served as a coach on 2 seasons of the American singing competition television series The Voice, 2013-2014, with a catalog of 145 songs. Shakira has sold over 75 million records, which have made her the best-selling female Latin artist of all time. 10. Shakira remains one of the world's best-selling music artists. 11. Forbes reported that as of 2018, Shakira has become the female Latin artist who has sold the most albums in history. 12. Shakira has received numerous awards, including 3 Grammy Awards, 12 Latin Grammy Awards, 4 MTV Video Music Awards, 7 Billboard Music Awards, 39 Billboard Latin Music Awards, 6 Guinness World Records, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She was named the top female Latin artist of the decade by Billboard twice, 2000s and 2010s, 13, 14, for her philanthropic work with her Barefoot Foundation and her contributions to music. She received the Latin Recording Academy Person of the Year and Harvard Foundation Artist of the Year awards in 2011. She was appointed to the President's Advisory Commission on Educational Excellence for Hispanics in the U.S. in 2011, and Chevalier of the Order of Arts and Letters by the French government in 2012. Early life. Shakira was born on February 2, 1977 in Barranquilla, Colombia. She is the only child of William Mebarak Chadid and Nydia Ripple Torrado. 15, 16. Her father William was born in New York City to a family from Lebanon. When he was 5, his family moved to Colombia. 17, 18, 19, 20. Her Colombian mother side has 2 Spanish surnames, Ripple and Torrado, the former of which is Catalan and originates from 4 brothers who immigrated from Catalonia to coastal Colombia in the 19th century. 21, 22, 23. She has also claimed to have distant Italian roots through an ancestor with the surname Picciotti. 24. The name Shakira, Arabic, is Arabic for grateful, the feminine form of the name Shakir, Arabic. She was raised Catholic and attended Catholic schools. 25. She has 8 older half-siblings from her father's previous marriage. 26. Shakira spent much of her youth in Barranquilla, a city located on the northern Caribbean coast of Colombia. Shakira's business acumen is often attributed to a high IQ, which is reported in the entertainment press to be 140. 27. Shakira wrote her first poem, titled, La Rosa de Cristal, The Crystal Rose, when she was only 4 years old. 28. As she was growing up, she was fascinated watching her father writing stories on a typewriter. 28. And asked for one as a Christmas gift. She got that typewriter at the age of 7. 28. And has continued writing poetry since then. These poems eventually evolved into songs. When Shakira was 2 years old, an older half-brother was killed in a motorcycle accident. 6 years later, at the age of 8, Shakira wrote her first song, titled, Tus gafas oscuras, Your Dark Glasses, which was inspired by her father, who for years wore dark glasses to hide his grief. 29. When Shakira was 4, her father took her to a local Middle Eastern restaurant, where Shakira first heard the doumbek, a traditional drum used in Arabic music and which typically accompanied belly dancing. 30. She started dancing on the table, and the experience made her realize that she wanted to be a performer. She enjoyed singing for schoolmates and teachers, and even the nuns, at her Catholic school, but in 2nd grade, she was rejected for the school choir because her vibrato was too strong. The music teacher told her that she sounded like a goat. 30. 31. At school, she was often sent out of the class because of her hyperactivity, ADHD. 32. She says she had also been known as the belly dancer girl, as she would demonstrate every Friday at school a number she had learned. 30. That's how I discovered my passion for live performance, she says. 27. 26. To instill gratitude in Shakira for her upbringing, her father took her to a local park to see orphans who lived there. The images stayed with her, and she said to herself, one day I'm going to help these kids when I become a famous artist. 26. Between the ages of 10 and 13, Shakira was invited to various events in Barranquilla and gained some recognition in the area. 33. It was at this approximate time that she met local theater producer Monica Ariza, who was impressed with her and as a result tried to help her career. During a flight from Barranquilla to Bogotá, Ariza convinced Sony Colombia executive Ciro Vargas to hold an audition for Shakira in a hotel lobby. Vargas held Shakira in high regard and, returning to the Sony office, gave the cassette to a song and artist director. However, the director was not overly excited and thought Shakira was something of a lost cause. Undaunted and still convinced that Shakira had talent, Vargas set up an audition in Bogotá. He arranged for Sony Colombia executives to arrive at the audition, with the idea of surprising them with Shakira's performance. She performed 3 songs for the executives and impressed them enough for her to be signed to record 3 albums. 1990 to 1995, beginning Shakira's debut album, Magia, was recorded with Sony Music Colombia in 1990 when she was only 13 years old. 35. The songs are a collection made by her since she was 8. 36. Mixed pop-rock ballads and disco up-tempo songs with electronic accompaniment. The album was released in June 1991 and featured Magia and 3 other singles. Though it fared well on Colombian radio and gave the young Shakira much exposure, the album did not fare well commercially, as only 1,200 copies were sold worldwide. 30. After the poor performance of Magia, Shakira's label urged her to return to the studio to release a follow-up record. though she was little known outside of her native Colombia at the time. Shakira was invited to perform at Chile's Viña del Mar International Song Festival in February 1993. The festival gave aspiring Latin American singers a chance to perform their songs. And the winner was then chosen by a panel of judges. Shakira performed the ballad, Eres, You, and won the trophy for third place. One of the judges who voted for her to win was the then 20-year-old Ricky Martin, 35, whose initial prominence had come from his membership in Menudo. Shakira's second studio album, titled Peligro, was released in March, but Shakira was not pleased with the final result, mainly taking issue with the production. The album was better received than Magia had been, though it was also considered a commercial failure due to Shakira's refusal to advertise or promote it. Shakira then decided to take a hiatus from recording so that she could graduate from high school. 35. In the same year, Shakira starred in the Colombian TV series The Oasis. Loosely based on the Armero tragedy in 1985. 37. Since then, the albums have been pulled from release and are not considered official Shakira albums but rather promotional albums. (1995 to 2000) Latin breakthrough Shakira originally recorded the song, Donde Estás Corazón, later released on her album Pies Descalzos, for the compilation album Nuestro Rock in 1994. Released exclusively in Colombia. 38. The song was an instant success on radio stations in Colombia and Sony decided to finance her third record by giving her the last chance due to previous commercial failures. Shakira returned to recording music under Sony Music along with Columbia Records in 1995 with Luis F. Ochoa. Using musical influences from a number of countries and an Alanis Morissette-oriented persona which affected two of her next albums, 39, failed verification, these recordings spawned her third studio album and her international debut album, titled Pies Descalzos. Recording for the album began in February 1995, after the success of her single, Donde Estás Corazón? The album, Pies Descalzos, was released in October 1995 in the Latin American countries and in February 1996 in the U.S. It reached number 5 on the U.S. Billboard Top Latin Albums chart. The album spawned 6 hit singles. Estoy Aquí, which reached number 2 on the U.S. Latin chart, Donde Estás Corazón, which reached number 5 on the U.S. Latin chart, Pies Descalzos. Sueños Blancos, which reached number 11 on the U.S. Latin chart, Un Poco de Ama, which reached number 6 on the U.S. Latin chart, Antología, which reached number 15 on the U.S. Latin chart, and Shakira, She Mata, which reached number 8 on the U.S. Latin chart. 40. In August 1996, RIAA certified the album platinum status. 41. In March 1996, Shakira went on to her first international tour, named simply the Tour Pies Descalzos. The tour consisted of 20 shows and ended in 1997. Also in that year, Shakira received 3 Billboard Latin Music Awards for Album of the Year for Pies Descalzos.